Okay, so tonight's team call is going to be a little bit of a mashup. We're going to talk about how to perfect the follow-up, which is something super important. You always need to have a follow-up when you're inviting people, and also social media 101, okay? Okay. So first, we're going to go over some action steps for social media. And I know there's so many different platforms out there like Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, anything. But I want you guys to really focus in on 2 of those platforms and give it your all, okay? I know it's so easy to dabble, which you can, but my suggestion, and I got this from Charlene Johnson, is to pick 2 platforms, okay? So these 2 platforms will be something that you just focus on, you Google about, and you really just are able to focus on and plan out your schedule for them. Okay, so then choose your 5 topics. We're gonna talk about all these bullet points in a minute, but I want to give it to you first. So choose 5 topics that you're going to post about. And then next action step is deliver that content. Make sure it's something that your followers wanna see. Whatever your niche market is, you're going to cater to that. And then interact with your followers. That's something super important. And lastly, just be you. Okay. Okay. So use your social media as your online diary. Don't use it as a platform to sell things, but instead use it as a diary, something that you're able to use just to literally convey your story, whether you're on your weight loss journey or your fitness journey, whatever you may be on. Post about it. You know, that's what people want to see. If you go on Instagram and you see say another company that, say like Herbalife or something, and you see all the wraps or whatever, you aren't going to be interested in that, are you? No, you aren't. You're going to be interested in someone's story. That's how a lot of you guys connected with me. Most of the time it's not from like a post on Shakeology or 21 Day Fix. It's because you guys saw my story and you were inspired, or maybe you connected with me because you we had something in common. So use that social media account as your online diary and be you with it, okay? So choose 5 topics that relate to you, right? So what are your 5 topics? They aren't just going to be all about health and fitness. They could be whether you have a medical condition like celiac disease, PCOS, diabetes, thyroid issues. Use that as one of your topics. Health and fitness can be another topic. Use other topics. I know some people on the team are interested in crocheting or knitting. Cake pops. I know Tanya, she's on my screen. For me, it would be, Sons of Anarchy. Like, I talk about that. Clean eating. I love cooking, so that's another one of mine. What else? Just trying to think. Oh, I'm a college student, so I talk about that as well. So think of these 5 topics. They can be a little more than 5, but I like to stick 5 to 7 that relate to you and your story. Whether you think people will be interested in it or not, they will be. You'll find people that are interested in it. And in turn, then you'll have something in common. And then when you're following up with them, which we'll talk about later, it'll be easy to follow up instead of just asking them about, have you completed your enrollment form? Are you going to buy Shakeology? No. Instead, you have something in common, something you can talk about. And let your story unfold on social media. Be open, be real, and be relatable. It's super easy to hide behind a computer screen or hide behind your Instagram or your Facebook, but instead let your story unfold. When people see you in real life, they're going to know something's up. Say you don't want to share your weight loss journey on Instagram or Facebook, but guess what? People know about it, whether you told them or you don't. They're going to notice if you gain weight or if you lose weight. People know these things. So instead of hiding it, inspire others by sharing it. Okay, so let's dig into those 5 topics we talked about. So have you ever heard you're the sum of 5 people you surround yourself with? Have you guys ever heard of that? It's super true. And so your social media account is the same way. The people that follow you, your followers, are going to be the sum of those of your 5 topics, right? So it's kind of works like that too. So you attract what you put out. Whether you are being inspirational and positive and motivating, or are you going to be like that Debbie Downer? Whatever you put out is what you're going to attract in, right? So if you're trying to build a team and build relationships on social media, you don't want to put out that negative behavior and negative energy, because that's all you're going to get in return. You don't want to build a team on negative people, right? You want positive challengers too. So think of that. And find a common topic that others can relate to. What can others relate to, right? They can relate to, losing weight or feeling stuck. When sometimes when we're starting your weight loss journey or your fitness journey, you feel stuck or you aren't sure, where to turn, or you feel alone. Find something that others can relate to and bring them on that journey with you. And remember, like attracts like. So start planning your posts around these 5 topics. I like to have, I actually have it on my notepad on my phone, and it's the 5 topics I talk about, and it has like little posts or ideas that would relate to it that I can share. And some people I know make a schedule for every day, and they post every day a different thing. So like Weight Loss Wednesday, Transformation Tuesday, Throwback Thursday, Flex Friday. So, people make their own thing. You can make a schedule, or you could just do it on the fly, but just try to use those 5 topics and really have a good combination of it. It's kind of like a collage or a scrapbook. Think of it that way. And also think of your social media as a magazine. So make it appealing, the pictures, make it colorful, or however you want to be portrayed over the web. So delivering the content, right? Deliver content that matters. Something that is, that you don't really think about when you post, and you just aren't really interested in it, or you just throw up a quote just to throw it up there just so you have a social media presence. Maybe that's not gonna stick with someone just because there's not much thought into it. So make sure you put content that's valuable to others, whether it's a recipe or a workout, anything. Give people that content that matters and it's valuable. People will come back for more if you're giving them valuable content. They'll follow you and come back for more. So you want to build that trust. When you give someone value by helping them or sharing with them something, you're going to create a relationship, and that is all surrounded by, trust. So if you're currently using your social media account to sell products, that's not what we want, because guess what? You don't have that trust built. You want to build trust in order to attract that market that you want, not just people that want to buy just a program that may not be in it for the long haul, right? You want to attract people that are like you and build a community. So saying that, let's talk about how to create this content. How are we going to create content, right? You can either create it on your own. You can use others' posts for inspiration. Don't copy them, but you can use for inspiration. You can use Pinterest. That's a great, great, great source. I use that as well. Sharing your story is another way, through recipes, healthy tips, inspiration, or motivation. Okay. And now interacting with your followers, that's super important. Something that reminds me of, the golden rule is give what you'd like to receive, right? So if you'd like to receive likes and comments and interactions on your page, then do that to others, right? It only makes sense. So Instagram's a good way to gauge, your interaction. So for myself and other coaches, we try to shoot for 100 likes, whether it's daily or a few times a week. That will give you some interaction with your followers. You'll gain followers. But of course, make sure they're quality posts that you're liking, not just liking posts just to like them. Oops. Okay. And Pinterest, you can repin posts. That's another way to interact with your followers. Facebook, comment and like on people's posts, especially people that are on your hundreds list. If you guys don't know what the hundreds list is, you may have to rock the basics then. So we have a list of 100 people that you're going to reach out to. So start liking and commenting on those people's posts. That's a great way to form them. Twitter is direct messages, likes, and retweets. And of course, be sure to interact with these people and give what you like to receive, like I said, because that's so important. If you're just scrolling Instagram and you're like, why isn't anyone commenting on my stuff or liking it? It's not going anywhere. I'm not gaining followers, Maybe it's because you aren't putting in that effort that you really should be in order to grow that account. Have you ever thought about that? Because sometimes that's the case, okay? Okay. let me move this over. Perfecting the follow-up. So you guys know that we invite, right? It's one of the vital behaviors. It doesn't just end with that invite, though. You're going to continuously form that relationship and follow up with someone. That doesn't mean following up saying, hey, are you going to order today? Or, same old, like, hey, you want to join this challenge group? Want to join this challenge group all the time? No, we do it differently. That's not how you follow up with someone. Think about it like a conversation in person. You wouldn't keep repeating yourself with the same thing, right? No, you wouldn't. So instead, let that apply, to your conversations with potential challengers or coaches. You don't always need to follow up with the same thing. And remember, a good follow-up closes the conversation with a question or action item, okay? So here are some examples. Leave it as is. All right, so you can say, so I'm like pretending I'm typing. When I'm talking to someone, I'll ask them, instead of just saying, let me know when you're interested. No, instead I say, is this something you're interested in? This way you can get a yes or no. There's no in between. There's no beating around, the bush. Or so another way to follow up is, I haven't heard from you in a while and you came to mind. How are you doing? That's something that I use a lot because I always think about people that I've been talking to in the past. And I'm like, you know what, why not just message them? And in the past, I would message everyone the same thing because you know what? Remember what we said before? You aren't going to be good when you start, right? Let's be real. Like, we've all sucked when we first start. And I know I did too. We all make mistakes and that's okay. So I remember I wasn't very good at following up with people. I would just, send a mass one and be like, hey, I followed up with 20 people. No, you have to really be genuine about it because people can see right through that. And I was being genuine about it, but I wasn't executing it right, okay? And that's okay. You'll learn over time. And of course, don't leave the conversation as let me know if you're interested or let me know when you're ready, because sometimes people are afraid to say they're ready. So giving them that like yes or no answer, saying, hey, is this something you're interested in? Or is this something I can help you with? Will really, help them out. Because you're kind of doing the groundwork instead of, remember, sometimes people are uncomfortable starting their journey. So remember that too. Okay, here's an example follow-up. It's something that I've used many times and it works very well for me. I will say like 9 times out of 10, I'll get a response back. And remember, sometimes people don't respond and that's okay. I followed up with some coaches on our team for 6+ months and I didn't get a reply back. And then guess what? They messaged me when they're ready saying, hey, I'm ready to start, sorry, I wasn't ready then, but I'm ready now. And you know what? That's fine. So never stop following up. I follow up with people whether they answer me or not because I genuinely care about them. So here's an example. Hi, and then I write their name in there. And I use this as a template, guys, remember? Always customize it. And I say, how are you doing? I've been thinking of you and had you in mind for my upcoming 5-day clean eating group. I remember you were interested in joining a challenge group in the past. Is this something you'd be interested in joining? It's not saying, hey, let me know if you would like to join us. No. Instead, it just says, is this something you're interested in? If they say no, then I know maybe they aren't interested in challenge groups. Maybe they need, we need to form that relationship more. Or maybe they're doing something else regarding health and fitness. So this is a great way to gauge whether this is something they're interested in or not. Okay. Example 2 and 3. Hi. Oops. Someone just came unmuted. Okay. Hi. How are you doing? I saw you went to blank. So say someone went to Florida. So I could be like, hi, Brandy. How are you doing? I saw you went to Florida. How was it? And then you can write something you're interested in about what they're doing. Like, how was Disney? I really saw that you went on, Thunder Mountain. How was it? Last time I was there, it was shut down, Just make small talk with people. Just let people know that you're interested in them and stop being interesting to people, okay? Focus on others' stories instead of sharing your own. Yes, share your own story, but when you're in that one-on-one conversation, put your energy into listening to these people talk, okay, and not just talking. Okay, and then here's another example. I could say, hey, Megan, I haven't heard from you in a while. How have you been doing? And then say your last conversation was about how her dog was at the vet. I'd say, hey, how's Buddy doing, at the vet? Is he doing any better? So just really be personal about it and customize it to each person, because you want to make sure people know that you care about them and you're interested in them and their lives, and you aren't just trying to sell them something. Because let's be real, we're interested in people's lives. Anyone on this call, I could literally rattle off stuff about them already, whether they're a new coach or an old coach. One of them is my mom, obviously. I know about her. But just make conversation with people. It's not hard. That's why when we say the 3 vital behaviors, personal development, being a product of the product, and inviting, we like to say talking instead of inviting sometimes, because all you really have to do is talk to people. And if you aren't a people person and you don't like working with others, then this isn't for you. If you're shy, that's totally different. I'm super shy, and that's okay, because you can work at home and just talk to people online, and in person. So doing so and following up with people is super important. And I do use a conversation tracker, as you guys should too. And you can write notes about the people. So this way, next time you're talking to them, you know what's going on and you don't have to remember. Because let's just say for the past year, I would say I was remembering everything about everyone and my brain was like hurting. I had so much in my head. So using conversation tracker really helps with follow-ups too. It makes them super easy. And in the conversation tracker I use a Google Doc, and I write what date I want to follow up with them on. And so I can just pull it up and see who I want to follow up with for that day, and the last time I talked to them, what we talked about. And that makes following up a breeze. Okay. So the dreaded, what if someone doesn't answer me? What if someone ignores me? That comes up a lot. And guess what? That's okay. Maybe they are not ready, and that's fine. Remember, be true to yourself and be genuine. People can see right through that if you aren't being genuine. That doesn't mean if someone doesn't answer you, it's your fault. No, it's most likely theirs. But, just a reminder, just always be genuine and really care for someone. Be persistent. Never give up when you're talking to someone. Don't write someone off because you don't know what's going on in their lives. I know some people I was talking to and they didn't answer me for months. And then later on they told me I was going through a divorce and that's why I wasn't able to get back to you. People sometimes like to be private. So you may not know what's going on with them. And if you aren't getting a message back, you can always change it up. Try a different way of talking to someone. Just really change up what you're doing. And then what works for you once may not work for you always. So remember that. And lastly, give it time. In the meantime, when you're following up with people, talk to those who are ready to run, those ready to make that change, okay? And continue following up with those people. And I know a question that you guys might have is how often to follow up, right? So if someone doesn't answer me, I follow up every month. Would be like the longest I'd go, every month. Sometimes it's every other week, every 2 weeks before a group if I know they're really interested in it. But every month is when I really follow up with everyone. Okay. And lastly, focus on your why and your mission, okay? And don't let your mind wander too far or take your blinders off, and look at what others are doing. Instead, focus on your why you got started, and your mission. Your mission is to help change 3 lives each and every month, okay? It's not just to hit Success Club, but help others change their lives, habits, body, and mind. And follow the golden rule. How would you like to be treated when you're following up with people and talking? How would you want to be treated? If you were getting ready to sign up, would you want to know what your coach's hesitations were? If they had a hard time, committing, share hardships, be relatable. So when I'm talking to someone and they're telling me, I have no money, and I'm like, you know what, guess what? I signed up when I was a college student. I didn't have extra money. I actually had to be out of work because I had such bad anxiety and I was so sick. And so I shared with them, I literally signed up as a challenger. And I remember going to my mom, like, hey, Mom, I really want to do this. It's $100-something. And my mom's like, cool, sign me up too. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then when I signed up as a coach, I remembered the only reason I signed up as a coach, I didn't know I could make money or anything. I signed up because I solely wanted to help others. And that's really why I got started with it. So I signed up, I gave it my all, and guess what? I sucked for the first so many months. I would say even when I hit diamond, was it September, October? So like 5 months in, I hit diamond, and I still sucked. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even have like a team name. But that's okay. Okay. So remember that. Just focus on why you got started and your mission to help 3 people each and every month. And in turn, you're going to hit Success Club. You're going to earn money. You're going to help as many people as you can. And of course, don't stop at just 3 people, but that's a great goal every month. Okay. And that is it on the slideshow. Let me stop recording.